All right, we have an email from a listener, Tom, in Chapel Hill, and he's directing this to Jackie's earlier comment. He says, how can your panelists claim that legislators don't want to alienate their constituents by voting for gun control? It's commonly noted that about 68% of Americans favor gun control. That is a large majority. Legislators are reticent about alienating the NRA and its campaign contributions. What do you say to that, Jackie?
Well, I mean, the NRA is part of this because they are very good at scaring legislators into, voting their way and making bills that might not, in action, affect guns seem really scary and as like a slippery slope to, taking everyone's guns away and registering them. So that it's a reality, particularly in red states. Particularly, I'm a Heidi Heitkamp. Senator Heidi Heitkamp is someone who pops into my head. She's someone who won't vote for something like this because she's pro-gun and because she comes from a pro-gun state. But is it possible that legislators are somewhat out of step with the overall general population? No, but here's the thing about about polls like that. The devil is in the details. You can say, do you want gun control? Sure, I do. But do you want to ban assault weapons? Okay, what about this weapon? And if you change it, it actually will still comply with the law. There are a lot of, you can just ask a broad question like that, but when you actually drill down into the legislation that is presented, when it comes down to it, it gets harder for some of these Congress members to support.
It's also about intensity. It's true that you can ask these broad questions and get, a majority of Americans, but it's a passionate minority for whom it's their number one issue. And I think I would disagree with the listener who says it's the NRA's contributions. Actually, the money that the NRA hands out is relatively small. I think their power comes from the fact that in red state America, if you want to run as a Republican and you want to call yourself a conservative, the box you need to tick is the approval of the NRA. So they control that box, which gives them veto power over any elected Republican's career who wants to call themselves a conservative. And that's the root of their power.
All right, very quickly, Damien.